Hi everybody and welcome to a new video. My name is Melanie Josephine. I am the author of Love Life Simplified and Rock Your Au Pair Year. However, today we are not talking about love life or being an au pair, although this video is related to traveling, so somewhat related to this book. We are talking about house sitting. This is the ultimate house sitting advice because I have quite a few things to say about being a house sitter, how to get into house sitting, why you do it, how you do it. This is the ultimate beginner's guide, so stay tuned. Alright, let's get into it. So how do you start with house sitting and why would you do it? So first of all, I would say that house sitting is obviously for people who enjoy looking after pets. You'll mainly be looking after cats or dogs, sometimes other pets or animals, but mainly it will be cats and or dogs. So if you don't like them, then it's probably not for you, but you probably not clicked into this video if you don't like cats or dogs. So let's get on. So if you're completely new to the website, I must add I have only used 2 websites so far, but I can't imagine that the other websites would be that different. The websites that I've used and I'm still using are Trusted House Sitters and House Sitters UK. So those are the 2. And I've had good experiences. Obviously not just good experience. No. I actually only had, I mainly had good experiences. I mean, it's just like with everything else in life. There's always going to be good and not so good experiences, and we'll learn from them. But back to what I wanted to say. How to get started on these web pages when you've just created your profile, you haven't got any references. Why and how would anybody choose you as a sitter if you don't have any references? My advice, if you want to use this website for traveling in the future, then you can build your profile even before you start traveling, if that makes sense. So let's say you're in whatever city you live and you're setting up your profile and you don't have any references, and you know it's not going to be as easy to secure house sits if you don't have any references. What you can do is you can start house sitting in your hometown, in your city or nearby, somewhere where it won't take you too long to get to. You might think, yeah, why would I want to do that? Well, first of all, house sitting is not just a way to save costs while you're traveling. I can only speak for myself, but for me, it is also a cultural exchange. It is meeting people, seeing how they live in that country, meeting new pets, and it is very exciting. It is very rewarding, and so you can also have those experiences wherever you live, and it might even be nice. You might get to know some people that are close by that you didn't know before, and you might make really good friends with them. I've made so many good friends through house sitting, and it is a beautiful thing. So yeah, what I suggest is that in the very beginning, when you don't have references, you do house sits that are close by, and why not choose house sits that are shorter? I think I cannot really speak from experience because I'm not a homeowner. However, I think that homeowners have a harder time finding somebody for a shorter sit rather than a longer sit. And if you offer your service for a shorter sit, and you could even say that you can introduce yourself because you're close by, then probably it will be easy to secure that house sit. And then they can write you a reference and you can write them a reference, and it's a win-win. Generally speaking, I find that house sitting is a win-win in general because most pets don't really like to be away from their home. They like the environment, and I don't think they like to be taken out of that. So the fact that you're coming into the house looking after the pets and they can stay where they are is such a win for the pets, and it's such a win for the owner to know that you're taking good care of their pet and the house. And yeah, and for you it's an amazing way to stay in another country for free. I mean, it's not completely for free because you're looking after the pets, but depending on what sort of pet care you do, it is not going to be the most demanding job you'll ever have. And then also, obviously, it's kind of a no-brainer, but I'm just going to say it. Try to fill in your profile as well as you can. Really describe yourself well. This is also really important because when somebody reads your profile, they will be able to tell whether you're the person for the sit or not, just through finding out more about you. Because yes, the homeowners are not going to be there while you do the sit, but I personally only house sit for people who I like, who I feel I'm on the same wavelength with. And why do I do that? Well, I believe in energy, and I also believe that there's an energy in the house, and if I was to house sit for people who I don't like or who I feel have a bad energy, then I just assume that the house is going to have a bad energy as well. Maybe you don't believe that, but I generally think that you're on a better path if you do house sit for people that you like, because even though they're not going to be there while you sit, you will see them in the beginning and at the end. And also, if you have any sort of emergency or any sort of situation, you will need to be in touch with them. And I find that if you don't like someone, you're also likely not to trust them. So this is a trusting relationship. That's why I can only recommend you to only sit for people that you like and that you have a good feeling with, because that's just going to be take you further. And also, if you have a bad feeling about somebody and maybe they have a bad feeling about you, then maybe they will write you a negative reference, which will then not be good for your profile whatsoever. That's another reason why you should always go with your feeling, with your heart. And when you have a good relationship to the homeowner, then you'll also get a good reference, and then you'll be able to secure more house sits in the future. I want to give you one example. I once spoke to a lady about a house sit, and I spoke to her for about half an hour, and all she could say was a whole lot of negative things about all the sitters she had. So I can't remember exactly how many she had, but I think it was about 5 or 6, and she didn't have one nice thing to say about any of the sitters. So I got off the phone, and I had a really bad feeling about this, and I said to my friend, I don't know much about this person, but I know that she's just spoken about 6 people that I don't know, and she didn't have anything nice to say. So if you come across something like this, it is very likely that you're dealing with a person who generally picks on negative things in life, because what you focus on expands, and if you always focus on the negative expands. If you always focus on the positive expands. So if you come across somebody like this who picks on everybody, what do you think are the chances they're going to pick on you? Pretty much 100%. So I messaged this lady. I was very straightforward but very friendly, and I said, I just feel that it's not the right fit for me, and I don't want to continue. And there we are. She sent me not the nicest message back, even though there was no reason whatsoever to say something negative to me. So I can only urge you, if you yeah, if you don't have a good feeling, or if somebody just gossips about other people all the time, you can be pretty sure they'll gossip about you too, and you do not want that on your profile. Yeah, so for cities like, for example, I'm in London. This is a very desirable city, just like New York, or I don't know, or any of the other bigger cities. If you want to have a house sit in a bigger city, you have to be on the ball, because there's going to be quite a few applicants for the sit. But if you are aiming for the countryside, or you don't really mind, then it will be easier. But just know that if you're aiming for a bigger city, you will need to write a better application. If you're able to meet the owner before, they're probably going to prefer that. But in the country, most of the time, probably a phone call will be enough. In terms of the different pets, obviously, the profile of the homeowner should tell you what your responsibilities are, but generally speaking, most cats just need to be fed in the morning and not in the afternoon, in the evening, and obviously it's nicer to have you around a bit more if you can have some cuddles, also depending on whether this cat likes cuddles or not. However, dogs will need more attention. So far I've come across profiles that said that my dog can't be left alone more than 4 hours, and if you do want to go out for more than 4 hours, then that can be an issue. However, it kind of depends what sort of sit you're looking for. If you're looking for an experience, for example, one of my friends, she's doing a sit in the Cornwall soon, and she's gonna be looking after 4 dogs and a cat, and I think there's a horse, quite a few animals, and I think that they're going to be around the house most, and it's going to be an experience for them. They're not going to be out all day looking at sights, so it kind of depends what you're looking for, but just be aware, if you look after dogs, probably you can't be out as much. Also, if you're wondering how much experience do I need to have with pets? So, when I started house sitting, I didn't have that much experience with pets. I looked after the cats of the family that I used to nanny for some time. I used to look after the dog of my au pair family in Sydney for a bit. But, I mean, we all come across pets every now and then, and I don't think that you haven't come across a pet at all. So you don't have to have like all of the knowledge in the world. I mean, before I did my first cat sit, I actually borrowed a book from the library about cats, and I read it, and that's what you can do as well. However, I must tell you, it was nice, but it wasn't really needed. That the owners will tell you what you need to know, and then you will just learn as you go. So I hope that video helped you. If you have any other questions, please comment down below. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more videos, please subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye! Hi again! One more thing to add. If you want to have an amazing love life and you want to transform your love life, I have written this amazing book, Love Life Simplified. It goes through so many things that are related to love life. I wrote it because I've struggled in my love life in the past, and I want to share my experiences, other people's experiences, and what I've learned. All my research went into this book, and if you are struggling, or even if you're not struggling but you don't know how to have an amazing love life, this is the book for you. And then I would also like to mention my other book, Rock Your Au Pair Year. If you want to be an au pair, or you know anybody who wants to be an au pair, this is your guide, and it will definitely help you to have an amazing au pair time. Okay, that's all I want to say. Bye!